Hello and welcome back to Bossing English with Mr. F. Earlier we were looking at language paper 2 question 5. We had this question about homework and we went through FORPS as a method for getting started on this question, how to fact the question, form audience purpose, how to kind of generate whether we agree or disagree, turning that statement into a kind of simple yes-no question, getting our ideas down and then starting to think about persuading the reader, grabbing them, keeping them engaged. And I mentioned the idea of painting a picture, so that's what I'm going to look at now. So this would be my opening paragraph, and in a way, by the end of that opening paragraph, hopefully the reader would not only be engaged in what I was saying, and hopefully maybe that catchy title would have done that, but actually would have an idea of where I was going with this. Although again, maybe I might catch them off guard, lull them into a false sense of security with a bit of misdirection and go off in a different direction. Let's have a look. So I've got my catchy title, The Happy Hell of Homework. Look, oh wow, oxymoron. That's quite nice if you can get that into a title, and it leaves a bit of ambiguity about whether I'm for or against homework. It almost seems like I might be for it. We will see. Imagine being condemned all day to the drudgery of moving from enclosed cell. Right, let's start again. Okay, that's annoying. There we are, that's better. Imagine being condemned all day to the drudgery of moving from enclosed cell to enclosed cell, while various authoritarians instruct you in the ways of righteousness and demand the completion of a vast array of trivial tasks. Imagine being proffered the semblance of hope at the end of such a day, the sweet succour of a promise that this relentless barrage of enforced labour will come to a halt. Imagine then discovering that the so-called free time you were sold was a lie. In fact, yet more enforced labour is demanded of you, and failure to complete it comes with the threat of further detention. Right, okay, so this work is very simple, isn't it? If you look at this, I've got a kind of anaphora, imagine, that I've just used 3 times, and all I've done is paint a picture of how awful school is, and I've used those 3 repetitions, anaphoras, sentence starters to do that. That use of anaphora would be seen as a structural device, and I'd get credit for that. So that's doing a lot of work just with 3 words, and obviously I've got lots of other things that would get marked here. Impressive vocabulary, that would get credit. Use of a colon, accurate, that would get credit. Use of scare quotes, that would get credit. And my phrasing is pretty damn good. Let's not kid ourselves. And you might think, well, this guy hates the fact that he's forced into doing homework at the end of being kind of cooped up in a prison-like environment all day long. And it'd be very easy, wouldn't it, to go from there into yes, homework is hell, and why are they doing this to us? Haven't we suffered enough? Blah blah blah. But wouldn't a more interesting answer be actually, thank you, I am grateful for having been shown that life is unfair, and this is one valuable life lesson that I'm being given, and that's why I'm grateful to homework, because of what it teaches me about the unfairness of life. So in a way it's saying that homework is unfair, but it is saying at the same time that there's a value in learning that life isn't fair, and that maybe should be seen as a gift. So I complicate the idea of homework, and in that there are other lessons to be learned from it. So ultimately I think I'm trying to be clever, obviously, but I think an original and kind of complicate what could be quite a simplistic argument, and I think could be quite useful. So ultimately, you'd probably think, well, he's against it because it makes him unhappy, but he's grateful to it because it shows him that get used to injustice. There's a lot of it in the world now. That's, your brain might not necessarily be able to think like that under exam conditions, and I've got the luxury of not being under exam conditions. However, that approach to painting a picture would set up a very effective, engaging start to an essay that just went through the motions of saying this is why students shouldn't be given homework. It denies them the opportunities to do X, Y, and Z. They need to rest and recover for the next day of learning, or whatever it might be. So, whilst I'm trying to be really clever and take a kind of, let's think left field approach to this, that approach of painting a picture, using Imagine, setting a scene, and implying my reasoning is fairly implicit in there, would set a nice, anti-homework article too. Right. Do something good to that like button, smash the hell out of the subscribe button, and I will see you anon with even more felicity. Bye for now.